Alright, first off, I say all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS and all the brothers in the highways and the byways doing the work of the Most High in sincerity and in truth. I want to say Shalom. Alright, this is your brother Awar from the GMS Jamaica camp. And this is my new channel. Right, and the inspiration behind this new channel is a lot of people have a question for me every day, knowing that I'm a part of the Hebrew Israelite movement. I'm a part of the nation of Israel, and that I preach on the highways and the byways, and it's something that them don't really know about. It's like a new thing to them. And even though we've been on the highways and the byways over the past years, over 8 years now, them still don't, well, it still amazes them. Right, so every day people see me on the road, them ask a question, them just want to know our belief different from Christianity, because we read the Bible, so a lot of people associate us with Christianity or Christians. And when we tell them that we are not Christians, them ask the questions that them ask certain questions from the Bible, because they want to know the difference with us and Christianity. So I just decided to start this channel, and the name of this channel is GMS Frequently Asked Questions, GMS FAQ. Right, so every time they ask a question, I could just do a short breakdown explaining whatever them ask from the scriptures. Alright, so the question that was asked today is fornication, because them know me, if them see me every day, because I'm talking about people from my town. Them know me every day, them see me every day, and them know me deal with females. So because I want to try pin something to you to say that, alright, look here, you say I read the Bible, but you do this, knowing that we grew up in a church and the Bible said don't do this or don't do that. And what them really talking about is fornication. Right? So growing up in church, them say fornication is sex before marriage or sex outside of marriage. So we're going to dissect the scriptures. We're going to the scriptures to show you that, look here, hey, there is no such thing as sex before marriage from the scripture. Okay? Alright, so we are going to go into the Bible, and we are going to the dictionary. If we bring out the meaning of the word fornication, the dictionary when man make, so we are going to hear the opinion of man, or when man associate fornication with, or where them get this idea from that fornication is actually sex before marriage, or sex for or when unmarried people have sex. Okay? Alright, so this is the definition of the word fornication from the Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary, right? And the meaning of the word fornication is consensual. It's a consensual sense. You can go into that. You can look it up for yourself. It said sexual intercourse between two persons not married to each other. So this is the meaning of the word fornication, even to the churches. Right? So even the churches believe that fornication is sex before marriage, or when two unmarried people have sex, same thing. Right? So the churches believe this and the churches push this. But from the scriptures, it is not so. Okay? So alright, so let us go into the scriptures and bring it from the scriptures. So the first scripture I'm going to is 2 Timothy 2 and 15. It said, study to shew thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightfully dividing the word of truth. So you have to go into the scriptures and you have to divide the word of truth. Right? You have to study and get your own understanding. Don't make anybody, because a lot of people, when we show them actually from the scripture, when them actually force fornication on me, before them ask my take on fornication, them a force it upon me say, look here, fornication and sex out of marriage. Right? Because that's how them grew up to hear in the church. Then I asked them, where in the Bible it says fornication is sex outside of marriage? Where? When I ask them these questions, them cannot answer. Okay? So this is actually from man. This is not from God. This is not of God. Right? And remember Paul said, if him or an angel come down from heaven and preach another gospel, let him be accursed. Right? So from you going to preach the precepts of men and not of the scriptures, hey, curse be you. Right? That preach the Most High word deceitfully. Right? So basically them curve the meaning of the word fornication to fit their system, to fit their way of life. But actually it is not of the scripture. Okay? Alright, the next scripture I'm going to go to is actually, let me go to Matthew 19. Matthew 19. And 19, verse 9. Alright, this is Matthew 19, verse 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committed adultery, and whosoever married her which is put away, doeth commit adultery. So if you have a woman, according to the scripture, and you put her away, except it be for fornication, and you will marry another, you commit adultery. And whosoever married her which is put away, do it commit adultery. Why? Because they must sleep with another man, woman. Now, growing up, even me myself, because I used to go to church, growing up, them used to tell me that in church that, look here, if you're married or you sleep with a married woman or a married man, that is adultery. Now the scripture said it is fornication. Now if you said it is adultery, you're not wrong. And if I said it's fornication, you're still not wrong. Because adultery is when you sleep with another man's wife. That is adultery. But fornication is broader than adultery. Fornication, let us go into the word. Let's go back to Matthew 19 and 9 in the Strongs. 19 and 9, so okay. Alright, so this is the Strongs. You can look it up for yourself. This is fornication in Matthew 19, verse 9. Alright, it go back to the Greek word porneia. That is where you get porn from. It said it means illicit sexual intercourse, adultery, fornication, homosexuality, lesbianism, intercourse with animal, sexual intercourse with close relative, sexual intercourse with divorced man or woman. Right? So the scripture said it is any form of sexual immoral act. That's what the meaning of the word go back to the Greek word porneia. Right? Any form of sexual immoral act. Right? So it don't there are you cannot go into the scripture. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you read the scripture from left to right, upside down and back and front. You cannot find that in the scripture that says fornication is sex before marriage. Right? Because the Strongs tell you that it is any form of sexual immoral act. There is no scripture in the Bible or there is no law in the Bible that says, look here, if you have a woman and she don't have a man, you don't have a man, you don't have a you if she don't have a man, Salakia, and you lay down with her, there's nowhere in the Bible that said, look here, that is fornication. Because that is how every single man in the Bible rightfully get a woman, lawfully get a woman. Right? Alright, let me go to the scripture to further prove this. So you see the difference between what the dictionary that men write, that comes from the inspiration of men, and the scriptures, which are all the words of Yahweh Bashim Yashai. Those comes also from the inspiration of who? God. Right? And God give that to men. No, men turn it and say, look here, fornication is sex before marriage. Well, the scripture is saying something totally different. Right? Let me prove this by going to Deuteronomy 22, 29. Come out of the Strongs. Alright, this is Deuteronomy 22 verse 29. Alright, it's 20. Let me start at 28. It says, if a man find a damsel that is a virgin mean a young woman when touched by no other man, no man never touched it before, she no man never go up and they look at something there. Then, which is not betrothed, which is not promised to another man, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her, when they say lay with her, what do you mean? Because I find her, as in other scriptures say her in a field, you find her, you hold her, and you actually have sex with her without going in front of a pastor, without putting on the ring, without jumping over the broom. Right? The scripture said, if a man find a damsel, a young woman that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife. And when you look up the word wife, it just simply means woman, because he had humbled her. Right? She gonna be him woman because him have sex with her, because him humble her, because him lay with her. Right? And this is the law of God. Right? He said, he may not put her away all his days. So you take her virginity, and she become your woman, your wife. You keep her. You're not supposed to put her away all your life. Right? Now, in today's society, this is what people call fornication, because them never married. And for them, idea of marriage is going in front of a pastor, say vows, say you owe them, and all of them things that what the scripture never speak of. Right? That is their idea of marriage. Now, the Musa idea of marriage is something totally different. Right? And that is for another scripture, because that is also a question that people ask on a daily. Right? Let me go to another scripture real quick, because we just make it straight, short, and to the point, because the scripture not that hard to understand if the Most High reveal the understanding to you. Alright, this is 1 Corinthians 5. Alright, it said, it is reported commonly that there is fornication among you, and such fornication as it not so much as name among the Gentiles, that one should have his father's wife. No, you're not supposed to lay down with your mother, with your mother husband, or any no form of close relative. Right? Now the scripture refer to that as fornication, as the Strong's state that I read before. Right? You're not supposed to lay down with close relative. You know, going to the law, it tell you all of the sexual immoral acts them we're not supposed to do. Homosexuality, lesbianism, sex with bestiality, sex with animal. You're not supposed to do them with close relatives. All those are considered as fornication because they are sexual immoral acts, right? Because that is the meaning of the word fornication. It means go back to the Greek word porneia, and it means any form of sexual immoral acts, right? And that is straight to the point and cut. You cannot go around the scripture when you come on to that, right? As the scripture say, these churches them err not knowing the scriptures. Okay, let me go to another scripture real quick. Same Corinth, 1 Corinthians 7. And 2. Alright. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 2. It said, nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Meaning you're supposed to leave a man and go there the next man. The same thing you call adultery. Right? And you're supposed to, as a man, you're supposed to go take up a next man woman, and you're supposed to touch a next man woman. Right? And a woman supposed to stay with her man. Right? If you have a man and him a fuck you, if you have a man and they're together, look here, stay with your man. Hey, sometimes I talk to these females and you ask them, you have a man? And them say yes. Them say yes, hoping that, you know, because you have these females, them wicked here. Them hope that even if them say them have a man, you still can lay down with them. When I tell them, so look here, you know, we don't sleep with men, with women who have who have a man. And that kind of surprising and that fascinating to them. Right? Now I could go down more in a scripture to prove that, hey, that's exactly what scripture said. It said, let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. Meaning, when them want love making, you have to give the woman that, yeah? And the woman them, when the man want that, you have to give them. It said the wife hath not power of her own body, but the husband. And likewise also the husband hath not power of his own body, but the wife. It said, defraud ye not one another, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourself to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinence. Right? So if you have a woman, are you a woman that? Saying if you have a man, are you a man that? As long as the man have sex with you, as long as you promise to the man and together, saying the scripture say, look here, if you don't have sex with her, she'll get tempted and she'll go and go out there. So to avoid that, you have your own woman, stay with your own man. See, nobody left a man for go out there to a next man because the man they're on fasting. As the scripture says, for the only time you're supposed to do that, unless you fast or you pray. Right? So you stay clean and pure. And when you're that done, you quickly go back to that. If the woman wants her sex, you have to give the woman her sex. If the man wants him sex, you have to give the man him sex. Right? Because it can lead to temptation. The devil, Satan, can tempt you. Right? So to avoid that, you have to satisfy each other. Zine, so with that, I want to say praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yashai Bashim Yakakodashal, double honors to the apostles of GMS and all the brothers under the highways and the byways doing the work of the Most High in sincerity and in truth. Hope this video was edifying to the listeners who listen to try to understand. Right? So with that, I want to say shalom.